It's a question that every single homeowner has to ask themselves at some point, and let's be honest, it feels like a really big one. But what if I told you that figuring out the answer is actually way simpler than you think? Let's get into it. All right, so there it is, the big question. And today we're going to break it all down with a super simple checkup that you can do right now, just by thinking a little bit about your house and, believe it or not, your neighborhood. And you know what? It all boils down to just two simple questions. I want you to think of this as a quick health check for the most important shield your house has. Okay, first up, let's talk about the most obvious thing, time. I mean, just like anything else that's out in the elements 24/7, your roof has a lifespan. So take a second. How old is it? Do you know? So what's the magic number here? Well, our research points to 20. If your roof is over 20 years old, it's very likely getting close to the end of its useful life. Now, it's not a guarantee, but it is a major, major signal to pay attention. But of course, age isn't the only thing to think about, right? A single nasty hailstorm or a bad windstorm can totally change the game and cut that 20-year timeline way down. So yeah, age is a great starting point, but you gotta remember that Mother Nature always has the final say. All right, question number 2. And this one, well, it might sound a little weird at first, but seriously, take a look around your neighborhood. Have you been seeing a lot of roofing trucks on your street lately? So why on earth does this matter? Well, think about it. If your house was built around the same time as your neighbors, chances are your roofs were all installed together with the same materials. So if you're seeing a wave of new roofs popping up around you, that is a huge clue that your roof's time is probably coming up pretty soon too. Okay, so if you're sitting there nodding yes to either of those questions, you might be thinking it's all about swapping out the shingles. But here's the thing, that's just scratching the surface. There is a whole world hiding right underneath them. And this really hits the nail on the head. Shingles are just the start. They're what we see, they're the obvious part, but I promise you, they are not working alone up there. Not even close. We really have to change how we think about this. A roof isn't just a single layer of something. It is a complete, complex, integrated system where all these different parts have to work together perfectly to protect everything you own. See, the pros call this a total protection system. So let's do a little anatomy lesson, shall we? We're going to peel back the layers and see exactly how this thing actually works. Whoa. Okay, I know, at first glance, that looks kind of complicated, right? You've got all these different labels and layers and arrows, but don't worry, there's a really, really simple way to understand how all of these pieces fit together. But here's the secret. It's actually super simple. Everything that's going on up there falls into one of 3 jobs. Its job is to seal, to defend, or to help the whole system breathe. Let's break down exactly what that means. Let's start with seal. This is absolutely foundational. Its whole purpose in life is to create a totally waterproof barrier to keep moisture out of your house, because water is public enemy number 1. So when we look back at that diagram, the parts doing this heavy lifting are things like the underlayment and these special ice and water barriers. They are your hidden, final line of defense against any water getting through. All right, next up, defend. This is the tough part, the frontline armor of your roof that just takes an absolute beating from the sun, the rain, the wind, you name it. And this is where those shingles you see every day finally come into play. The main shingles, the starter strips along the edges, and those thicker shingles along the peaks and ridges. They all lock together to create that tough defensive shield. And last but not least, and honestly this is the one most people totally forget about, your roof has to breathe. You need proper airflow through your attic space. It's essential for getting rid of all that damaging heat and moisture that can get trapped up there. So how does it do that? Well, it's all about a balanced system of intake vents, which pull in cool, fresh air, and exhaust vents, which push out the hot, damp air. It's literally like a set of lungs for your entire house, and it's absolutely crucial for its long-term health. Okay, so let's tie this all together. What are the big takeaways here? First, keep an eye on that 20-year milestone. Second, look around. Your neighborhood is a great clue. And most important of all, please remember that your roof isn't just shingles. It's a whole system that has to seal, defend, and breathe to do its job right. You know, your roof is working 24/7. It never takes a day off. It's up there protecting you day in and day out. So the real question to leave you with is this.
Now that you know what it's supposed to be doing, how well is your system really performing?